Hello there, my name is Mackenzie. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for being here. Today we are doing my TBR for January and February. So starting last year at about October, I put out like my first TBR in a very long time, and it kind of worked for me. Like a 2-month TBR really was working for me. It also was helping me get through my backlist books a lot, and like my physical TBR, like I see it shrinking and I'm just loving it. So what I'm planning on doing for the rest of the year at least, and then we'll see how things change from there, because they always do. I'd like to do a 2-month TBR, so I'll do for January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, that sort of thing. So I have 16 books that I've picked out from my physical TBR right now. Obviously, with my goal of reading 120 books in the year, I kind of need to read like 10 books a month. So I really need to have like 20 books for this. I'm trying to give myself wiggle room to be a mood reader still while trying to also follow a TBR. So like in December, I ended up reading The Lost Hero, Son of Neptune, and Mark of Athena like without even planning on reading it at all. So I know that I'm going to get into a mood where I just have to read something. It doesn't matter what I had already set it up for. So at least this way I have 4 open spaces, I guess, to try and fill those out. So we're gonna go over all 16 books. Grab yourself something warm to drink because it's still so cold, and we'll just get into it. So it is no surprise to anyone that over the last year that I've been on BookTube, I have expanded my physical TBR maybe just a bit too much. I have acquired so many books, so many complete series, and it's always intimidating to me because I'll see that I have so many series that I haven't finished and I'm just too intimidated to even like make a dent into it. So we're fixing that now. Every 2 months I'm putting at least 1 series on the TBR to get finished within the 2 months, and this 2-month cycle I have 2 series I want to read. So the first one is the Simon Snow series. I have Carry On, I have Wayward Son, and I have Any Way the Wind Blows. Ask me if I know what this is about. I don't. So here's the thing. Like, Any Way the Wind Blows was coming out, and I am on Instagram all the time. So what that means is I see a lot of fan art. And it's just really hard to see fan art of something and then not engage with the material that it comes from. So Any Way the Wind Blows was coming out. I saw a bunch of fan art. It looked super cool, fantastical, a little gay, and it was just seemed like something that I needed in my life. So I picked up Any Way the Wind Blows and Wayward Son, and I had to wait maybe like 2 months before Carry On came out again in hardbook at my store. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, Watford. Do all of them have something like that? Oh, the end papers. Oh. Aww. He's got wings and a tail, you guys. Leave me be. So, am I proud of how I came about this series? Not really. It's not a way that I want to be anymore, but I'm not going to deny that it is how I am sometimes. Anyway, let's tell you about this series. Oh yes, Simon Snow is the worst chosen one who's ever been. So we have Simon and we have Baz, and Baz is evil and a vampire and a complete git. So they're at Watford School of Magics, and Simon's nemesis is Baz, and oh my god, yes! We have nemesis to possibly lovers? Get out of my face. I'm so in love. Why does he have wings in only this one? In the other ones, he doesn't have wings. Oh, I'm engaged. Tell me. All right. So that is 3 books down. The other series that I want to read is the King of Scars, Rule of Wolves duology by Leigh Bardugo. These ones, okay. Look at how huge this paperback is. I'm so upset. So I thought I was a smart cookie and found the paperback from like Book Depository, and I thought I was going to get it in this size, but lo and behold, they do not match. I have no idea why. It bothers me to no end, and quite frankly, I just need I need to get it over with because I need to stop seeing them on my TBR shelf. I don't like the way they look. I hate it, in fact. So I've heard mixed things, good things, and bad things. I've seen a lot of fan art. Basically, what I know this is about is it takes place after the events of the original trilogy of Shadow and Bone. So we have, it looks like this is following Nikolai, Zoya, and Nina after the events of the Shadow and Bone trilogy and then the Six of Crows duology. I almost forgot what that was called. And I have a tattoo of it. So I really don't know much else about it, and I don't want to read the back, really. I just want to go in, and I want to engage. I really did like Nina's character in Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Nikolai was very interesting, and Zoya, like, quite frankly, I did not enjoy the Shadow and Bone trilogy really at all. There was a lot of, like, girl hates and girl fighting, which was just, it becomes inconsistent because you have the main character and the girls in their, you know, immediate vicinity hate each other at the beginning for literally no reason, and then for no reason at all, they're cool and they're best friends. And, like, it just doesn't make sense, so I hate it. So I'm just gonna pretend like a lot of everything that happened with Alina doesn't matter, and we're just gonna move on and see if I like it. And if I do, great. And if I don't, oh well, it's just like Shadow and Bone then. That would be sad, right? Because I'd have Shadow and Bone trilogy, which I really didn't like, then the Six of Crows, which I really, really, really liked, and then I would have this one. Like, I guess tip the scales. Because I have this work by Leigh Bardugo, and then I have Ninth House, which is somewhere around here, by Leigh Bardugo, and I want to see how they fall on those scales. So the next two books I'm going to read because they have sequels that are coming out in either January or February. First, we have Dragon Pearl by Yoon-Ha Lee. So this is part of the Rick Riordan Presents imprint from the Disney book publisher house. This follows Min, who is 13 years old and comes from a long line of fox spirits. They have had to hide their identity and appear human at all times. Min wants to follow her brother, June, into the Space Forces. And that's basically where I stop reading the summary every time. I don't know much else. I know we're going to be following, as always, mythology. A zesty mix of Korean folklore, magic, and science fiction that will leave you longing for more adventures in the Thousand Worlds. So that sounds pretty interesting. It sounds like the most sci-fi version that I've seen so far. So I'm interested, and I want to know if I'm going to continue. That's truly why these are on the TBR, because their sequel is coming out, and also I'm trying to be more particular about, like, do I want to continue these series if this book was not so good? The next one is Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. This one also has a sequel coming out, part of the Dark Star trilogy. We have Tracker, who is known for his skills as a hunter. Hired to find a mysterious boy who disappeared, Tracker breaks his own rule of always working alone when he finds himself part of a group assembled to search for the boy. The band is a hodgepodge full of unusual characters, including a shape-shifting man-animal known as Leopard. As Tracker follows the boy's scent, he and the band are set upon creatures intent on destroying them. As he fights for survival, Tracker starts to wonder, who really is this boy? Why has he been missing for so long? And perhaps most important, who is telling the truth and who is lying? Like, when I read that, did you also get Predator vibes? Because I got Predator vibes. Just a little bit, but I totally got Predator vibes. So, super interesting. I've had this book on my TBR for so long. I've had this book on my TBR. I want to get it done and over with, and I want to see if I want to continue in the series. The only bad part is that these two are in softcover, so even though their sequels are coming out, like within the next couple of months, I still will have to wait another 6 months for the softcovers to come out. Wow, good planning, Mackenzie. So way back when I was subscribed to Illumicrate and Fairyloot up until the point that I was done being subscribed to them. And I was on a pretty good track of reading those books as soon as I got them. Until This Golden Flame by Emily Victoria, I believe is the book. I remember it so clearly because I hated it. It did not give what it promised to give, and I was so betrayed. So betrayed. It was not engaging. So it really threw me off, and I felt betrayed, and I couldn't bring myself to read any more of the books that came from Illumicrate and Fairyloot. That's how I felt. So anyways, I've also decided to start putting those books on the TBR to get through them. They're very pretty books, like they deserve to be read at least once, and if I don't like them, someone else will. So the first one is In the Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland. I was really excited to read this book when it came out. She loves a princess. She's bound to a warrior. She must betray them both. I'm pretty sure this is the polyamory. Yep. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. It's so gorgeous. So Roven has magic in a place where they're not supposed to have magic, and then they find out that she has magic, and I'm pretty sure they end up tethering her spirit to the warrior. Yeah, to an undead spirit vying for her heart. And like, I don't know if I need anything else. Like, I try to skim all of these summaries so I don't get too spoiled. So really, that just sounds like a fun time. A fantasy girl ends up with the monster kind of story. Okay, those are what I'm into these days. Next we have Fire with Fire by Destiny Soria. I believe this one is about two sisters who hunt dragons until one of them makes like a pact with a dragon. I'm pretty sure that's what this is about. And like, that is like How to Train Your Dragon, but YA, and I'm here for it. And that's really all I need. Next, we have two books that I have because my husband got them. Gil's All Fright Diner by A. Lee Martinez. This is not something that I would have picked up for myself. It is not. But then, the Barnes & Noble guy, as we're checking out, he's like, have you heard of this book? And he gave my husband a pitch, and my husband bought it. So now I have it. Because he's not going to read it. So this is about Duke and Earl, who stop at Gil's for a quick bite to eat until Loretta, the owner, offers them $100 to take care of the zombie problem. Duke is a werewolf and Earl is a vampire, so this should be easy. What? Why does this give me like... What are the two things I'm thinking of right now? Editing McKinsey, Tell the People. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy meets the one with the British people and the zombie apocalypse. What is that called? That's what it feels like. So I've never been too interested in it, but I want to get it off my TBR. That's what we're doing right now. We're really focusing on getting things off my TBR, deciding if they're worth keeping, deciding if I have room to buy more stuff. That's what we're doing. Speaking of books that were pitched to me by Barnes & Noble Associates that I ended up buying, this one is called Sisters of Sword and Song by Rebecca Ross. I had no intentions of buying this book. I never heard of it before the woman was pitching it to me. But really, like, she was showing me the cover and giving me, like, a spiel about how, like, they're sisters, and one sister is, like, finally reunited with her other sisters because she's been serving in the Queen's army, but then, like, things are wrong. And, like, yes, we've got this really cool, like, ancient Rome, like, scheme. And then we also have, like, females in the army. Fighting. Warriors. She sold me. And I'll just read it, get it off my TBR, and figure out if I'm keeping it. Did I do this one? No, I didn't. Piranesi by Susanna Clark. I got this for Christmas last year, and I still haven't read it, and it's a shorty, so I'm not sure why it's taking me so long. Also, I'm really in the mood for some, like, magical realism and, like, happy magic times, you know? Next, I have The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. I still have not read anything by Toni Morrison. For shame on me, it's time to start. So, I have picked one sad book in the midst of all of these hopefully happy books, so that way I won't be too overwhelmed. And I can read this maybe like throughout the whole... I got caught reading and it was like sad, so great. Next is a Ruth Ware, The Turn of the Key. One of my first like gush spoiler reviews was for Ruth Ware In a Dark, Dark Wood. And then most recently I read something else by Ruth Ware, The Death of Mrs. Westaway, and it was so good. So I'm ready for more. I'm trying to get through my Ruth Ware collection. There it is over there. So I have this one and two more. And then there's also her newest one that came out. I forgot what it's called. It's still in hardcover right now, so I'm just waiting for it to come in softcover to match the rest of my books, and then I will be able to read that one too! Oh my gosh! So Turn of the Key is, I have no idea what it's about. Ooh, Dr. Wrexham, I know you don't know me, but please, 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 you have to help me. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So it starts with like a series of letters. Help me, I didn't kill anybody. Alright, are we being told in letters? No. Okay, we started. So it looks like someone is in jail because, possibly jail? They're being held because they possibly killed someone. I don't know anything else. I like going into her books not knowing much because it's very intriguing to kind of like fall into the story. The last two books I'm going to be reading for a reading vlog, a Dark Academia reading vlog, if you will. It'll be part 2. I've already done one Dark Academia reading vlog where I read Vita Nostra and The Secret History by Donna Tartt, and they were so good. They were so good. They blew my mind. None of it made sense. Very good. So I would like to read If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I hear they have another book coming out, I believe in 2022 or possibly 2023. So this is a good time to pick it up if you guys haven't. Also, boop! This is my sticky note to read this book ASAP because I want to pre-order the hardcover from Tor in January, hopefully, if I like it, because, I don't know, you'll get something? I forgot what it is. I'll get something. It'll also look nice. So you know what? I don't remember. But look it up if you're interested. So the Atlas 6 is about the Library of Alexandria and the caretakers of it. I believe it's as if like the Library of Alexandria is still around and people need to take care of it, obviously. So there are 6 kids, people, young adults, in their 20s maybe, who are fighting to earn a place among the Alexandrians. They will secure life of wealth, power, and prestige. Only 5 of them will make it though. So that's what this is about. And then If We Were Villains, I believe there were 7 of us then. 7 bright young things with wide, precious futures ahead of us. Until that year, we saw no farther than the books in front of our faces. So it's about this guy who gets released from jail and like for a murder he didn't commit, and now he's like, I believe, coming to a journalist and telling him like what happened. So very exciting, very creepy. Possibly going to read this very soon because like I said, I want to pre-order this from Tor, and I have to do it before February 28th. No, before February something-ish. 2nd, maybe? So that was my TBR for January and February. My voice is dying. Okay. Let me know if there are any books on this list that you guys are reading this month, and also let me know what you're going to be reading this month. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!